Hey there. Today, I'm just going to do a Christmas edition of Revved Up Reflections. Just a story of Christmases past. Long time ago, probably early to mid 90s. The way things used to be, Christmas time, big service counter, 15, 16 foot long. And people would come by before Christmas and they'd bring you gifts, whatever. Usually a lot of top shelf liquor for whatever reason. I guess they thought everybody loved to drink that much. Cases of beer, whatever. That was a normal thing. At that time, the general Christmas time thing was you'd go to work Christmas Eve day. You wouldn't do any work, you'd just be there. And it would start off, we'd have a Christmas party really at the shop. You'd come to work and wouldn't even wear a uniform, just come to work, show up, and pretty much start drinking and eating first thing in the morning when you got there. And it'd be a spread. You'd have cases of bushels of oysters, uh, big spread, turkey, ham, whatever, Christmas food. And this would go on all day long. Everybody's drinking all day long. It's a good time. Usually what would happen at that time, we would close the shop from Christmas Eve until after the New Year. So January 2nd, January 3rd, whatever, came back to work. And, that was a good perk. You'd still get paid for that week. You just be at home with your family or whatever, or travel wherever you're going. It's good time, good place to work. And then at somewhere along the line, and let me go back. It's a good time. So at that time, we'd work Saturdays, but the way we did it, we only had 4 mechanics. So on a Saturday, this has nothing to do with Christmas, but on a Saturday, you'd have one guy working in the shop, and you'd only work from like 7 to 12 or 8 to 12 on Saturday. One guy in the service, and then we'd alternate, so everybody took a turn working Saturday. Never open on Sundays. And Harley came along, probably 90, 96, 97, somewhere in there, and they said that, well, you have to be open on Sunday. That was unheard of at the time. But let me expound on that a little bit. The way that they have their dealers set up, you have a point system. You have to score so many points for certain things, and they go off, are you fully staffed? Is all your staff fully trained? You have your service guys all been to schools. They're current on their PhDs. They've actually been to service school in Milwaukee at least once a year. You have master techs, so many master techs in the dealership. You have your regular techs, and they all have to be certified in chassis or engine or electric or whatever, different classes for everything. And you get so many points for that stuff. Well, your sales force has to have the same thing. They have to go to school every year, be current on their schooling as far as PhD tapes or what, Harley Davidson University programs for sales, parts, service, all that. So everybody's current. Well, you get points for that stuff. And what the points mean is that when it comes time to get perks, like you need additional bikes, at the end of the year. You sold all your bikes. So next year, when you go in, if you have all your points set up, you can get extra bikes, or you can get more CVO units or special edition bikes, whatever, custom paint jobs, blah, blah, blah. You get all that extra stuff. So what happened was Harley said, well, you can't be closed for that week after Christmas anymore. You have to be open. You have to extend your hours at night. You can't close at 6 o'clock in the afternoon anymore. You have to be open late. You have to be open Sundays. You have to have enough staff on a Saturday. And kind of killed things. A little bit anyway. I mean, it was still fun, but took some of the perks from the employees out of there. I remember years later, probably '01, '02, '03, maybe somewhere in that range, early 2000s, different dealership, different state. But we had a really warm New Year's Day out that year. It was warm winter, and it was, hell, it was 70 degrees outside on New Year's Day. And I remember going into work on the 2nd, and quite a few people came in there, and they said, well, we came by here yesterday, and you guys were closed. It was nice out. Yeah, it was nice out. I had a good time yesterday doing my thing. One of them said, well, kind of snidely, well, you should have been open because it was nice out. Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I work here 5, 6 days a week. I don't necessarily want to be hanging out at the dealership on my day off on New Year's Day. You're going to do that. Why not be open Christmas Day? I'm not saying you should be, but you shouldn't. So anyway, good times, good times. And we'd have Christmas party, New Year's Eve day. And it wasn't just for us. You'd have customers coming in. They'd be coming in and hanging out and drinking and carrying on and whatever. And sometimes they'd bring stuff in. I had one particular customer that I really didn't like very much. I wasn't rude to him or anything. I just didn't like the guy. Filthy rich. When I say filthy rich, I mean helicopter, mansion, filthy rich. But a pain in the butt. He'd be working on his bike and custom bike, and I remember doing stuff, and he'd want a line item everything on the work order. And when I say line item, I mean he'd be questioning, you got 4 chrome washers on here. What did you use these 4 chrome washers for? And want to know exactly what each little nut and bolt you used or whatever. Why am I getting charged shop fee, shop supplies? Well, because everybody gets charged shop supplies. You're no different. And wanting it just pain in the butt, really. Anyway, did the guy's bike, and he'd bring all their bikes in and stuff he had. And I never wanted to deal with the man. Never tipped, and at that point in time, people were big tippers. This guy never tipped, no thank you, no nothing. So, really didn't want to deal with him. But one year at the Christmas party, probably 90, I don't remember, it was mid-90s, but guy comes into the Christmas party. We're having this, New Year's Eve day Christmas party. And this guy shows up. And all I said was, hey, how you doing? And then walked off. And the guy's trying to talk to me. So I'm being rude to him because the truth is I already had quite a few drinks. And I didn't want to look at him. I didn't want to talk to him, nothing. So I just standing there like that, looking at him, and he's saying something, and I wasn't paying attention to damn what he was saying. I just turned around and walked off. So I'm talking to somebody else, and he kind of, I guess he followed me. He walks over, and he's talking to me, saying something about something. I'm not paying attention to him. So I'm wearing a work shirt with pockets on it. So the guy reaches into his pocket, takes something out, piece of paper was all I saw, stuck it in my pocket there. And I was like, I'm not even opening that. It's not an envelope, it's nothing like that. It's just a folded up piece of paper, stuck it in my pocket. So I go off and I'm doing something else, and pulled this piece of paper out of my pocket and opened it up, and it was a check from him, from his company to me, for like it was $1,000. I was like, I felt about this damn big. I was like, oh, shit. I'm looking to go find this guy to thank him for that. And we eventually became somewhat of friends, not really friends, but, you know, had an understanding that, you know, he wasn't going to ask me for line item crap anymore on work orders. And I was going to be nice to him. And then that, I'm not going into that any further, but yeah, different times. Moved to a different state, then moved down here to North Carolina from Maryland, and people are different here. I mean, there's still Christmas stuff, but you know, something changed along the way. Of course, it's been 25 years ago since I moved here. It's hard to believe, but it is. And things have changed everywhere since then, I'm sure. Anyway, really, that's enough of that. I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know I'm talking about partying and drinking, but be careful out there. You don't want to lose your license, and sure as hell don't want to kill anybody. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope everybody has a great time. Great time coming up next year. Guys, take care.